Welcome back, guys, for another Dragon Ball Legends video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the newly revealed Ultra Cell. First, we're going to be taking a look at his animations and his Ultra Art, and then we're going to be breaking down his kit. From what I've heard, he is by far the best student in the game, but let's see if that's true. Let's start off with this Ultra animation here. Let me go ahead and move this over to the right monitor. That way, we can freaking actually look at you guys while I react to this. All right, let's go. Alright, this is the little teaser part that we saw where he shoots Trunks, okay. A lot of people weren't a fan of this. But I just think it looks pretty good. Oh. Hello there. Hello there. Definitely a simpler Ultra art that we've gotten. Not too crazy. So that was his like intro animation. He has a blast cover change. This looks like his blue card. Perfect shot, okay. And that's his ultimate, I would assume. Solar Kamehameha, yep. Okay. Okay. Got the angles on there. It really reminds me when like Perfect Cell released, but like even worse in terms of the animations. Like they're really not good, to be honest. The animations are really average to below average. Like I'm not too blown away by the animations. If you guys aren't aware, Cell is like a secondary mascot for me. We're like, it's like G4 and then Cell. Back in the day, we used to have a freaking Cell cult, man. It was crazy. But now let's go take a look at his abilities. See if he is really the best unit in the game. He is a red Android Absorption Regen Future PO Cell Saga character. Okay? Red is really good. Red is really good. We definitely needed a red because of Beast Gohan, MV, and all that stuff. And it's not disadvantaged like 3Q, so red is very good to have. He is Android PO for his Z ability. He has an additional for Android Ultimate and Awaken damage. He is a Blast Z ability. Okay, so he's probably a Blast unit. His Ultra Z ability is for Tag Android. Okay. His Strike has Blast Armor on it. No other special effects. His Blast has... He doesn't have any special effect on it, but he is the first unit since Ultra Gohan to have Blast Armor Break, which is only fitting, you know. Ultra Gohan and him are the ones that have it. They're both Cell Saga Ultras. Cool. His blue card does massive pierce damage, has 30% damage inflicted, and on hit applies Obscure for 5 seconds, and all cards... Yeah, that's just the Obscure effect. I don't know why they're stating it. And then it does 100% chance to inflict bleed. Okay. Not too crazy of a blue card. Nothing too crazy here yet, besides the fact that he has Blast Armor Break. That's like the main thing that he has so far. And then his green card does, on activation, gives him a card, 40 key. Cut penetration for 15 timer counts is very, very good. 30% as well. And on hit, he gets 30% of his unique gauge, so he has a unique gauge. And it makes him take 20% more damage, combos into everything that he has. And switch the unique gauge to release type as fast as you can. So he has two types of unique gauges, one of them being the release type. Then his ultimate does Supreme Impact damage. On activation, gets 30% ultimate damage that is uncancelable. That's good. Inflicts all enemies with no special cover changing for 15 timer counts. That's the Goku Black mechanic. He's basically giving your team 15 counts of cover null. Activates an arts action on hits. The following effects occur if the button is pressed enough times during the time limit. Success. Increased damage. Randomly draws at most 4 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. And if you get a huge success, it greatly increases damage, gives you 4 new cards if you have 3 or less, and gives him Vanish back while locking them in for 3 counts. So obviously you want to get the huge success. That way you can get your Vanish back and get a full hand and all that stuff and be ready to like be aggressive again. And most likely his ult's going to do enough damage to kill people as well. So that is very, very good. Very solid ult. Not the craziest thing that we've ever seen. I mean, it is, but it's just going to do a lot of damage because it's like G4's ult where you have to like tap it. So that's cool. His main ability gives him the ultimate arts card, Solar Kamehameha, restores own health by 30%, key by 50, charges unique gauge by 100, applies buff effect, nullify enemy destroy card effects for 10 timer counts, Cancels all attribute downgrade, cancels all attribute upgrades. Cool. Nothing too crazy. Yet again, that's pretty standard stuff. So far, he's a pretty standard unit. The only thing that's kind of different is the break and then the ultimate having the tap stuff. But not bad. All right, we're already starting off kind of crazy. Nullifies enemy endurance when the character attacks just passively, uncancelable. That's already pretty nuts. We haven't had a unit like that in a while. The last one we had was kind of like the Riku, but like he had like a timer count and it was cancelable. This guy just does it for free. So that's huge. When battle starts, he gets 200% damage inflicted, 70% cut, 15% impact and pierce reduction, 60% key recovery, card draw, -10 to blast and special move, and gradually restores health every timer count. That is a very solid unique just off the bat. When he enters battlefield, he gets 1 card, 25 key, 50% more damage, nullifies enemy cover changing, and also gets neutral for damage sustained. Pretty good. That is how you like to have your cover change just on entry. That is already giving him up to 280% damage inflicted. Whenever he has an arts card drawn while he's on the battlefield, he gets 3% health, 10 key, and 15% damage. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Especially with the fact that his ultimate is giving him 4 cards. That's an immediate 60% damage buff. Absolutely nuts. The following 6 occur every time when hit with an enemy arts card while he's on the battlefield. He shortens ally sub count by 2 once. That resets every time he switches. He reduces enemy key by 10 twice, which also resets every time he switches. Nice little bit of defense utility. And if his own health is 50% or below, he restores own health by 30%, seals enemy strike and blast for 3 timer counts. That should pretty much end their combo. They could do like a green and a blue, but most greens don't combo, so that's pretty good. Now we're getting into his second unique, where he has a blast cover change that combos into his special move. When he goes under 0 HP, he gets 40% of his health back, so he has endurance. He nullifies own unfavorable elements for damage sustained for 5 timer counts, seals enemy special moves and special arts, steals cards can't be not used for 10 timer counts, and reduces their Dragon Balls by 2. This is a very strong effect, especially considering that he's going to be run alongside MVP 17, who just got a plat and is very much so viable. This is going to pair perfectly with him. The following effects occur when an enemy activates a special move arts, ultimate arts, awaken arts, or rising arts while he's on the battlefield 3 times. He gets 15% of his health back, gives him 30% debuffs, and on top of that, he just cancels enemy buff effects, because why wouldn't he, right? Why wouldn't he? He doesn't even need MVP to do it for him. He can just do it for himself, because he's perfect. If his unique gauge is time type, unique gauge will be time type when battle starts, rapidly charges on unique gauge while he's on the battlefield. Once it's full, he switches from time to release. Randomly draws a card if you have 3 or less, gets 15% health. A lot of healing in this guy's kit as well. Key by 30. Nullifies own attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions for 20 timer counts. Nullifies unfavorable elements for 10 timer counts and cancels attribute downgrades. Those are all pretty good buffs. Depends on how long it takes to get them and switch. Doesn't look like it's going to be too bad because his green card's giving him gauge. His main is giving him gauge, so he should be good. And once it's release type, own unique gauge will gradually decrease while he's on the battlefield. The unique gauge will not charge while it is in release, and applies the following to itself once unique gauge reaches 0. 50% to damage inflicted, 20% special move, card draw, health restore, and switches own gauge from release type to time type once it reaches 0. He can stack this up multiple times though. Because if it's switching back to time, then he can just time it up again. This does say that it rapidly charges, and then his green card's also giving him, so you can get this off multiple times. And this doesn't say that it's unstackable, so the longer a fight goes, the more insane he gets, because every single time he pops the release gauge, it's going to be charging and giving him these buffs again. But again, this does say it's gradually decreasing, so I don't think it's going to be decreasing too fast. And as far as we saw in his kit, he doesn't consume his gauge anywhere. So the main thing is you want to get the time gauge charged as fast as possible. You want to drain the other gauge as fast as possible, and then you want to charge it up again. But I don't think you're going to be seeing this more than once or twice per match. But even getting this off once is still really good. That puts him at level 2 card draw. But like most people are getting that base, but he is doing a lot of damage. So I think running him on a team like MVP 17, Turles, characters like that who are going to be tanky is going to be very good, because then he'll be able to get more of this gauge benefit. But I think this guy does look absolutely insane. I think the main thing is that he's red and he's permanently canceling endurance. That definitely, I think, makes him the best unit in the meta right now. And he does have immunities and all that good stuff too. I definitely think he's going to be a top tier contender. I don't know if he's like by far the best unit in the game, but he's definitely very, very good. He's definitely very, very good. That's pretty much the breakdown for Cell. We're going to definitely be summoning for him. Hopefully we pull him. With that being said, this is your boy Kaizer, signing out.